And so we plunge once more into the depths of this insane little family tree. 18's pretty far. Wasn't it just 50 people? So like almost halfway there, kind of. And some of it is, well, let's not tempt fate. I'm like, some of it probably goes faster the closer you get. And then I was like, well, goes faster the closer you get, except they might be really esoteric and weird about some of the later stuff. Alright, so we're still looking into the Roottree. That was a stupid thing to say, because they're all the Roottree. I meant, like, we're still looking into Lauren's situation, but she just dumped everything on us a bit. Let's see. Warehouse was designed by Eli Jr. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the three of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later they never even took a second photo. Huh. These are just like other workers or something? Ah! No? Never took a second photo. Angie and I both want to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the three of us were all about the same age. Don't I already have both those people's names? That's Roottree. Sorry, that's Clancy and Elias. One of you is named Miracle. I assume the kid with the eye patch is named Miracle. It says they're about the same age, so I'm guessing that, like, he might be a little guy? That's not... that's not the correct terminology at all. I wonder if the missing eye is meant to indicate other hints of health issues in general. Angie and I both want to be... Do we have what she looks like? She looks like this. Yeah, from that picture. So the blonde woman is probably Angie. I nailed this person's location, so I guess... But we're all around the same age? Wait. Right. I got mixed up. Lauren's not from this generation. So Miracle probably is pretty young. That's likely Miracle. I don't know who the other 2 women are. Angie is probably Lauren's sister in here. And they were of similar age. So like they're like... Yeah. So Clancy had kids, and his kids were of similar age to Miracle, his own brother, because these 2 were just still having kids. It's kind of like how I have a half aunt that's 10 years younger than me, which was always surreal growing up, thinking like, this is my aunt, this small child. Right, I caught up. I got there. Okay. Miracle's Nancy, sister. I'm gonna double check. Angie. See, I just immediately lose names. This is why I have to document this shit. I was like, Nancy? Alright. So I'm pretty sure Miracle is her uncle on the far right of the generation above, because I think we're still sorting by age overall. And she's similar age to Angie. So one of you is named Angie. Could be this one because they're similar. They themselves are similar age. So if we go for closest age, could be Angie. Angelica Morden. Nope. Okay. So Angelica Morden is of similar age. Who the fuck? This is Zachariah Morden. Maybe he might have married Angelica Morden? Because these are Carolyn and Gwendolyn. And we know who she was coupled with, so... And you had 3 kids, so it's not another lesbian relationship. This could be Angelica Morden. Just like got the name from Zachariah. Or the... It wouldn't be you, because they specifically wanted to be in the picture and couldn't get into the picture. Because yeah, they said only the 5 pieces, and then they did a pose. So they took the 5-piece picture, then they posed everyone that wanted to be in the picture together, and then they didn't take the picture. They just pretended to take the picture in order to exclude them. So Angie and Lauren are not in here, is the implication, but Miracle is. So Angie's of this generation. Alright, so what was my thought process just now for saying that they're not sisters? Morden. Because it'd be a weird coincidence because Morden's over here on this family tree. I'm saying, so cousin or in-law? No, not in-law. That'd be, wait. Yes, that'd be like a sister-in-law, right? I think. I'm not great at family terms sometimes. I was like, is that a stepsister or a sister-in-law? And yeah, like my brother's husband would be my brother-in-law, not my stepbrother. But then when your parent remarries, that becomes your mother. That becomes your stepmother. Because your mother-in-law is the one, would be your, wait. No, your brother-in-law would be your spouse's brother, and your mother-in-law is your spouse's mother. The stereotypes about people being mad about not like hating their stepmothers was like the easiest way to unpack this. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so I don't know if I got the term right here though, so for what I was thinking about. I was kind of thinking about like but a stepsister isn't a stepsister from when your parent remarries and then you have like new extended family, but they're not your blood relatives. So what do you call? Is it your cousin-in-law? I don't know. What do you call your sibling's spouse? I don't fucking. I'm just gonna say or by marriage. These terms piss me off. They're really frustrating when you're not used to using them. We're like, wait, what the? And I'm literally not even entirely sure if I already explained it the right answer or if I'm still completely unmoored in space. Anyway, what the fuck does that thing mean about? They posted us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. So Aunt Gwendolyn. James Morden, right? So this is Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn Roottree. His aunt is older. So I think Aunt Gwendolyn is the oldest of the 5. Married James Morden. Had the kid Zachariah Morden. Okay. And if they were together, I think this might be where this other Morden goes. That's Gwendolyn Zachariah, so this is Angelica Morden, I think. No. Yes, that's Angie. Right? Angie is likely Angelica Morden. James and Gwendolyn's eldest sister to Zachariah. Gwendoline. Damn it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I spelled it wrong, but I am annoyed that I spelled it wrong. I think that's the implication of that. I'm taking some swings sometimes, but it's like that's... You have to try to mine all the information you can from these little hints here. That's like your goal in a lot of this. Let's see. There with Aunt Gwendolyn. So Aunt Gwendolyn's in the picture. And it's one of these 2 women. But I don't think I have a way of knowing which. They're not separated. So they posed us. So Angelica took a picture with her father, James Morden, and I keep wanting to say we, because it's like we're kind of interpreting it from Lauren's perspective, and then Lauren was there with them, but then they just didn't take a picture, which maybe it was just the 3 of them on their own, or maybe it was everyone plus those 3. The additional question is, who the fuck's that? Who's that? There's just a 6th person in this picture that I can click on and look at the face of. I don't think I can get closer to it. It's not James Morden, because James Morden doesn't have a picture slot, so we can't even do one there. I don't think do I have a hair color or do I have anything to go on to separate these 2? To figure out which one's which? Don't think I do. We have Carolyn and Stephanie are both brunettes. But that's a bit of a leap. And a lot of generations going on there. If I could find Gwyn's mother... But her being a blonde does make me think that that's what's going on here. That those 2 are related. That's a reasonable connection. Only daughter, blonde. But we'll see if I am sure about that at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're Miracle. And you apparently had a Miracle Jr. Is one of you named Miracle Jr.? Miracle Jr. Alright, so this is Miracle Jr. And then someone down... You're Miracle the Third. Well, that was easy. Because that's the only child. And that's the star, so it has to be Miracle Jr. Okay. So we had reason to think that the person above this was Miracle. The moment I looked at Miracle, because I've been putting it off, we would have figured that out pretty quickly. But now I've got more of it. So that's good. Still don't know why Bill can't be found on here. That's frustrating. It's nice that she seemingly visits Bill post-divorce in order to let her kids see him or something in France, unless that picture's older than the divorce. I don't know. Is that all the information I get from this? I used every part of the animal here, like, damn. I think I did pretty good there. Okay. Let's look at the other generational photo. Doop, doop. Look at the tiny child. There's a real age spread between the people in these pictures. I kind of wish that the floating pictures didn't stay there. Like, I gotta click on them all to collect them, but I don't love that they clutter up the image that I just want to look at on its own after that point. But, you gotta click on them. Rainbow tie. Okay. I see you. You're wearing your father's rainbow tie, aren't you? That's the same tie. I think it even notably looks dirtier and older. Like, it looks pretty clean here. And then I think here, it looks... maybe not. No, this is a water damaged picture as part of it. Okay. God, there's so many free spirits. So you can tell what... you can tell... from some of them are dressed, you can definitely tell what decade it is. This person's currently pregnant. That might be relevant to figure out at some point. But there's so many people that I don't even know what to attach that note to. Laura's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next generation. Caption. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. So this is Eli. And I guess there's an Eli Jr. then, because this person's name tag, this person's wearing an Eli name tag from work or something. Do we say, so this is Eli, but we don't know where to put Eli on the tree yet. So, I want Eli to stand all the way to the left since it was me. Since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. Oh, that's not even Eli. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone else filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Oh, Gwen's missing. The actress? So these 4 are family, and the people are in front and behind. In front and behind. This fucking kid! What an age gap. Alright, this is how they're denoting the generations, yeah. So does that make sense with what I think so far? That she has 3 male brothers? Siblings? 3 brothers, 3 male siblings? Since that seems to be the point of gathering them, right? But I thought at one point she had a sister, but I think that was just Angie, right? Is that the only hint I had about a sister? Let's see. So Bro is Clancy Jr. If she has 3 brothers, then the oldest brother is gonna be Clancy Jr. Eli looks the most like Dad, so the guy that looks like that is Eli. That's Eli. Ooh, it's a little bit of a competition actually. What does he look like? That's him. It's you, right? You're Eli? Who looks the most like him? He looks like him. Yeah, I think that's him. That's Eli. And he looks like one. So that's gonna be Clancy, and that guy looks young. That's like the youngest, right? So we can reasonably say that it's Clancy, then Eli. Oh no. Elias C or Elias M. Alright. So I believe this is Clancy Jr. Based on the fact that he's the oldest looking person that isn't Eli. As we have been clarified who's Eli in this picture. And this is some other boy. So Gwen is missing. Which narrows down that these 2 women are the 2 other women of this generation that aren't Gwen or Lauren. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. Sam and Miracle. Okay. Based on that, I believe this is Sam. Sam Cattrall. That's not a great sign. Why are you named Sam Cattrall? I might have gotten that wrong. But is that Miracle? Wrong picture. He's blonde. He's got glasses on. It might be that the full glasses are a way of hiding, of not having an eye patch. The partial question is, did he lose his full sight, or does he just wearing sunglasses mean people are less likely to notice that one eye is different from the other one, maybe? If that's Miracle, I don't want to switch it because I don't want to get him wrong. This is already definitely right, so I don't want to switch the other photo and risk not locking him in. But that means this is probably... Where is he? Is it that one? I can't see his fucking tie. Yeah, the smiling one is the one with the tie. That's probably Miracle Jr. with the big smiling grin. So did they include... Are there any additional notes about this now? Miracle Jr. So yeah, that's Miracle Jr. then. That makes sense. Anyone named Sam? Okay, so that's not Sam grown up or anything. Eli M. That's so many fucking people to try to narrow things down to. That can't be Stephanie's kid, can it? No, Stephanie's kid is still not born. Now. So it's probably not what's going on there. Grandma wants to include Sam. For someone who's documenting stuff, they're not really good at explaining really helpful information that you think that they would explain, because the premise is that they're documenting stuff for outsiders that don't know everything already. Gonna have to poke at this in the future, I'm sure. Tried to unpack it, yeah. Yeah, so Miracle's not supposed to be here because he's one of the 5-piece. I think it's reasonable based on everything that we've been told so far that should be him. This guy has like almost orange hair. A redhead, kind of. That's blonde. They got the eye thing going on, so it's probably Miracle. And then the tie gets passed down, so that must be Miracle Jr. And we don't have a photo of the newest generation yet. And I guess we never will in some cases, because some of them are dead now. Let's see. Instead of returning, the person who hired you called you on the phone. They claimed that they were a Roottree. They also told you that they'd give you more of an explanation the next time they returned. I wonder if this final challenge here might be to identify the person that you're interacting with in the first place. Like you have to figure out who's doing the conspiracy, essentially. Let's see. Not a good sign that no one's locked. Never mind, it doesn't matter. No one's. I haven't identified anybody's jobs, so that's why no one's locked in. And I'm just doing a bit of guesswork. I'm taking some swings in some cases, which I don't always love because I don't want to accidentally like brute force a guess. I'm just like, this seems to be the reasonable deduction of where people are on the tree based on the information that we've been presented with. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to go back to the fucking document we started with and go to the second page. I think I'm just, yeah, these are the names of the photos, so I don't think I need to document this as a note for my own future stuff. I think I get it. Lauren Roottree captures the evolution and perspective from adolescence to adulthood, Butler County Times. It's interesting because it's like not necessarily a comment on her being great at writing or anything. It's just like, it's interesting that somebody did in fact write so much over the course of decades, because then you can go back and see like how her life and perspective changed over time. Like, isn't that interesting? It's like, it's flattering that you were interesting, but not as flattering that you're not interesting for your actual writing talents. But well, she is a published author outside of this though, so she must be good at writing on some level. Although because she's a Roottree, I don't know, she could be like my character Jet that just gets a free writing career because of money. Let's see. Those notes. 1953, complaints. An entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Rootree's diary, written in 1953. This entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwyn, who was on the notable Rootrees list. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel... Okay, that clarifies that bit. Am I on the right page? Yeah, Lauren, okay. Didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During the summer, where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. One of your aunts is named Margot. How many aunts are left? Not a lot. I think you're Gwendolyn, which would make you Margot. Okay, well that's good. Margolite? Margaret? Is that what Margot's short? I've never heard an extended version of Margot before. Aunt Margot. Aunt Margot is the mother of Gwyn? Is that what's being implied by the document? Because that'd be good. It would confirm that I was right. Went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. Okay, so yeah, that's almost certainly her mom then. So I should be right about that part. Don't know if the photo's correct though. I hope she would be the sister I never had, and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. They're both blonde. There you go. That's not Margot. That's what her face looks like. Was she a housewife? What a mess. But she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. God, I hate Clark. Wait. Oh, that's your son. Right, I remember Clark. I was like, wait a minute. You didn't marry Clark. Stuck here with Clark. I must admit seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlit. Hello. Periodical. Starlit. Gwyn Roottree. Ooh. Yep, now Starlet's added to my list. There we go. Gwyn Roottree was often in Starlit. Most mentions were around the time of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. What is his fucking name? It's even in quotes, which means it's not his name. The gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. Others mention that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There was also an interview from earlier, in mid-1957, where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power. My husband, similarly, goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with the alliteration Williams, is incredibly memorable." There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power. So, your name's Cornwall, innit? Linus Cornwall. Okay, we finally have Wild Bill Williams' name. Might as well document this where I normally would. Gwyn. Wow, that's a lot of tabs up there. It's been a while. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlet exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottree for the last name, not Williams. But Williams isn't his name either, but we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both our family names for the next generation. So they have a child on the way. Gossip. Pregnant again after the divorce, a year later. So they would have had the kid already. Okay, let's see if we can solve this. Who has an alliteration name? 2 boys: Tessa Roottree, Samantha Roottree, Ronald Roottree, Robert Roottree, November Roottree. Yes. So it's either I think it's Robert and Ronald. I should document the related thing. Robert and Ronald Roottree. Problem is we don't know what order they were born in. But I can probably finally put these 2 in here. Yeah, we need to figure out which one's which face-wise, and also figure out their ages and whatnot. They have... Does one of them have a tie? No, they have a weird shirt. They have like a colorful shirt. Film school. This one looks older at first glance, is the best I can go on. Which is not much to go on. Yeah. Robert and Ronald Roottree. That seems like the alliteration that they're going for from their traditions. Linus Cornwall. And one of them got married. So we're gonna find out more about one of them at some point. Especially might be him, because he gets into film school, so he might be more famous than we expected. Still don't know what this little outline means. Why is there an outline around these 3 and also not these 2? I don't get what that means still. I'm hoping to figure that out at some point. Alright. I can go back to the original doc. Wait, actually, is there more to get from here? Paris. No Roottree Sisters. Like, while we're in Starlet, I'm like, should I be investigating any more information about the Starlets? Raina, Carly, and Riley. If I can spell any of their names in the first place. Rhayna. It's a pretty old document, so it might even be in publication anymore. Let's see, Starlet, Wild Bill. Wild Bill Williams is mentioned many times throughout the magazine's lifespan, with stories and gossip about who he had been seen with in public, blondes mostly. 3 specific passages stand out. The first mentions one of his first roles was under his real name, Walter Forsyth. Who the fuck is Cornwall? Okay, well, that's just his name. Explicitly. Where the fuck am I? You're Linus Cornwall. That makes sense. It's Gwen refusing to be called Cornwall and going back to Roottree. So her mother was Margot Roottree, who married Linus Cornwall, who we'll never hear of ever again, I guess. And then Gwen went back to Roottree and then married Walter Forsyth and then still kept Roottree for her kids. Okay. Which means these two are also named Roottree, because the name persists all that way. Okay, I fixed what was wrong there. I'm glad I looked into Wild Bill here. The second is an interview, although he doesn't mention her by name. You determine from context she's talking about Gwyn Roottree. An apology to all the ladies. I'm actually taken. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favor. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it, that son of a bitch cut me from the picture. I'm just ribbing. It wasn't his fault. Apparently the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my caliber. I got the last laugh, though. I met someone. Can you cut someone from the picture and then not pay them? You still have to pay them for doing the work? I got the last laugh, though. I met someone. She spent most of the film crying. She's playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know I tend to have a reputation, but this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. That's interesting, because at the time, I was wondering, as many actor relationships go, I was like, oh, she's an actress, and she was in these movies. I bet that she married one of those people. I was right. She did marry someone from those movies, but he was cut from the movie and not credited because it supposedly didn't want to pay for him or something. Maybe he sucked. Ironically, the third is a rumor that his divorce from Gwyn was due to multiple affairs, including one from another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwyn arguing in public while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwyn announced she was divorcing Wild Bill, and also that she was pregnant again, giving this rumor more credibility. I don't think I need to document much from this, though. But it's good that we checked in on Wild Bill. Do I know any more actors? I don't remember who all these fucking people are, and I'm like, James Roottree, maybe. Starlet might only be... Let's see. Defunct? Oh, it's defunct. There you go. Tallied about actors and actresses. Likely to have gossip at Old Hollywood. Okay, so it's only for actors. My best chance for additional... This is me being very thorough here. I can look at her old movies. Guys Like Us. Or Christmas Mission. I can look them up in the public library. No. I can look them up in... I don't know. Can I look it up in here? Was it a Google search? It's not Google, but yeah. Gwyn Roottree, Leslie Florence. There we go. I have to remember how to look this stuff up. Leslie Florence. Really? And Harrison Lane. Because they might have relevant information for what I'm looking at. Go away. Harrison Lane has mentioned a few passages here and there, but nothing seems relevant. That was a really brief comment. Did the other one say that? Or was it... just nothing relevant? Yeah. Alright. Christmas Mission. This is the one where, yeah, so this is where she met her husband. There's no mention of anyone else being in the movie, so that's not helpful. Okay, so that was a bit of a dead end. It was worth looking into at least. Maybe not much more to look into besides France. We don't know. Yeah, we don't. It still isn't telling us the kids' names. Didn't we already look up? Yeah, Starlet, Gwyn. Nothing about the kids besides their naming scheme, basically. But based on my, yeah, Robert Roottree. Based on my theory, Robert may have become a director or something. Make fun of me. Ah! O-O-T-T-R-E-E. Annoying ass name. Nothing relevant. Alright. In Starlet? Nope. Maybe he must have not had a very successful career. Or he's still too young? No, he's got kids. I guess I should check Ronald, because I could just be wrong about that part. Neither of them seem super relevant. Okay. Well, I hoped. I hoped and I wanted to believe, but no. I think we're gonna have to go back to digging through the Uber document.